We'll stick with that. All right. All right. So again, you guys are coming across as a very solid group, group that is in tune, with yourself. You guys are seasoned. Yes, that is a clapping moment. You guys are seasoned, you know what I'm saying, by age. Sometimes that doesn't always account, but I can get a sense of who you guys are as men and as young men. So this may not have as much to do with y'all and y'all personal, y'all personality, and how you actually respond when you're around new environments, you know what I'm saying? Or, around other influential people or whatever the case may be, right? But I do know it to be true, when in the barber industry, oftentimes, people will gravitate towards, already set ways, already set habits, and also cultures for sure. But I think this is important when choosing who you're going to be as a professional, what environment, what culture is best suiting for you as a professional, maybe even what clientele, you know what I mean, type is going to be suitable and best for you. You know what I mean? I think something that's understandable. You get to choose the clientele that you build. You know what I mean? Unless you are a barber that kind of just lets whatever you're going to let whatever the shop brings in, be who you cut, and that's cool. For some people, but not everybody's a match for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to feel as if you have to cut everybody that sits in your chair. If the energy isn't right, you know what I mean, and the personalities don't mesh, then it's okay to tell somebody, you might be more suitable to go sit in this chair. Or, you know what, I'm gonna refer you to this barber over here. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But I like to throw this out there early on, for students, just so they know you should be thinking about what it means to stay true to yourself, because you will be the best barber that you can possibly be when you are being yourself, right? So, yeah, man. So I would say take it for what it's worth to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I think the majority of it will resonate with you guys.
And you know one thing, sorry, that I love, like this is today's topic, right? And I don't know if y'all caught Willie when he came in here, and he was like, "Yeah, don't lose yourself." Mm-hmm. It's right in alignment with what we're talking about today.
Yeah, that perfect timing, man. Usually, like I told y'all, usually it is perfect timing with people that come in, students that come in. Like it's like clockwork, man, or God work, should I say? But before I get into this, what does staying true to yourself mean to y'all? Like when you think about it, like, or situations where that you had to, consciously like stay true to yourself.
When I hear like stay true to yourself, I think about like don't let like people change you on like what you think or what you should do.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't let like that environment influence you to do something you're not comfortable with.
Absolutely. Yep.
Just not deviate from my mindset.
Yep.
Not getting kicked off the path.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Stu?
I mean, it's important to look at all kinds of different influences and cherry pick what you need that's going to fortify yourself and leave all the other stuff behind. You know what I mean? If there's a person you admire or a friend that you really vibe with or something like that, not everything about that person, not everything about that whatever influencer or whatever is going to be right for you. And don't try to cookie cut yourself into somebody else's vision. But I mean, they might have the same vision in part, as you do. So grab that and apply it to yourself and move on.
I agree.
Don't try to turn yourself into somebody else.
And that's, before we get to you, Chase, we've shared this information, from the beginning, right? Changed it up just slightly, but the topic has always been the same. But I think I've seen more of that I've seen more people challenged with being themselves at being a being a school owner than I ever have, because they might take a liking to someone's personality, you know what I'm saying, so much to where they kind of, the admiration kind of turns into something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Imitation. There you go. And I think sometimes people they're not knowingly doing it. You know what I'm saying? They just, they admire someone so much to where it just kind of morphs into that. But from my stance, I can see it. And so you gotta be careful with that. And we're not talking about kids here. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about adults. You know what I mean? So it is something, while sometimes I might think that it's somewhat elementary, right? It's definitely, the principle of staying true to yourself. Everybody isn't aligned with that based on like their age, so to speak, right? Like I've seen some grown folks kind of drift away from, themselves or try to find themselves in other people, and it can kind of get weird sometimes. But you gotta
doesn't mean don't change. I too
agree. Yeah.
Like, I speak this way, or I can't stop swearing or whatever. I'm just gonna be this guy. Well, I guess that's just me, and I'm just gonna carry that through. And if people don't like it, then I guess screw them or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's kind of screw you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Change is good.
You gotta be able to know how and when to.
Change is inevitable. Yeah.
How to change and evolve.
I agree. That's a great point. Chase.
I would just say the biggest thing for me in my personal life,
Mm-hmm.
without getting into the weeds of it, my mother is very protective of me, and I feel like naturally, just as a young man and just as a person, I'm very ambitious and I want to take risks, or I want to invest in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, I'm only here today because of myself, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have financial help from anybody, like family wise, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm taking a risk on myself by coming here, but that's who I am. Like, I don't know. I don't know if my point is getting across, but it's like, I've been like kind of groomed as a kid to like avoid that and like stay safe, like, cause I'm an only child.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's like,
I'm an only child too, bro.
Yeah. So it's like, I lived like 3 houses down from my elementary school. I wasn't allowed to go and play, with other friends or by myself. So it's like, I was kind of sheltered from the real world, and that hurt me way more than it ever helped me. And just taking risks on anything. It did not even like big. Just like talking to a girl, going and talking to someone, ask like if I like someone's tattoos or something. Hey, where'd you get that done?
Yeah.
I would have never done that if I never like forced myself to. So I think that's like true to who I am. I try to do that every day. Is just get rid of that like, oh, what if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Because security, I don't want security if it means being miserable.
Yeah.
Personally, so.
100%, man. 100%.
Because your home is your molded the most. So
Super
that's
big deal.
very
Yeah,
admirable.
it is.
Thank you.
I love that you're honoring yourself there.
Yeah.
Trying to.
And like I said, earlier or yesterday, we're getting to know each other, right? Yeah. I'm glad that you shared that. That gives me a little bit, more additional insight into who you are, and much respect for taking the risk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and trusting in yourself.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Really.
Yeah, and trusting in us too, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And not to harp on it much, but again, I'm an only child too.
Yeah.
And I understand the protective aspect of a mother. You know what I mean? And so any mother is going to be protective, but it is a little bit different, right? So I can relate. I can relate, and it is a strengthening thing when you can go after things of your own heart, not being pushed in every direction. But when you can go after what you see, and it actually works, you know what I'm saying? It's an empowering thing, bro. So you're definitely in the right spot at the right time with the right mindset, and it's nothing but up from here, bro. So again, I want to say I was around 23, 24 when I came to barber school too. So yeah, I could go on and on, but yeah, much respect, bro. Cool. So we're gonna get into this real quick. Miss Lane, how about you? You want to chime? Staying true to yourself?
I don't know. Chase, you just made me think about a moment. I was,
Oops.
I don't know if this is staying true to yourself or not. I guess it is. I've always been, I call myself an emotional suppression artist. Here, I'll sit up here. Sorry. I call myself an emotional suppression artist.
That's a cold title.
I didn't know it as a youngster, but that's what I needed to build my fortress so that I could be, so that I could be and feel safe in the world. And I was doing this coaching program. I don't even remember. I volunteered to talk, which I don't like to do. I like to be behind the scenes. I don't like to be in the front. So I volunteered to talk. I don't remember what the question was, but and I didn't know what I was gonna say either. And I started talking about my parenting and my son. He had just went and got a motorcycle, and he didn't tell anybody he was getting a motorcycle. It was just like, here I go, here I have it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
crushing, right? Not crushing, but
the anxiety.
Yeah.
But I had to remind myself, like, I think I've always known and operated in the element when it comes to parenting that I birthed this kid, and yes, it's my responsibility to get them to 18 so that they can go and do their thing in the world successfully. The kid's not mine. It's not even my kid. I just have a role to play in their life. It's God's kid. And so I started crying and bawling on the call in front of so many strangers, which was really weird, but it was also liberating at the same time. So, yeah, that's staying true to yourself.
And I'm gonna add to that for her, actually, not having to do with our son, but having to do with Miss Lane being. She's talking about that fortress or that fortifying yourself for freedom, basically, right? Because she was a young lady that had her own mind, wanted to do her own things. Miss Lane actually up and left Portland when she was 17. 18, yeah, just turned 18 and moved all the way across the country with she knew everything was gonna be all right, but she didn't really have no like plan. You know what I'm saying? She had a friend that lived there, and she was like, I'm out. I gotta go do my thing. Like, and had it not been for you having that, that fortification, right? Who just upset, unless you're going to college. You know what I mean? People leave and go to college, but she just left and went to world school. You know what I'm saying? Life school.
I did the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Did you? Yeah.
I ended up on the East Coast 13 years.
Wow. See? Yeah. So I'm just throwing that out there. Like she's all about like go out and be who you are, right? Like don't be, and me and her actually, when it comes to parenting, I'm kind of like, but they are, they are our kids, right? But she like, I'm preparing them to go out. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Me too. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit different, but at the same time, we want the same thing, success for them. But yeah, a little bit different parents. Go ahead.
Are you from New York City?
No, I'm from here.
You're from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm from here.
Where'd you go?
I went to DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mecca. The Mecca.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I've been there. It's cool.
I tried to get him to move.
I remember taking, but I wouldn't be right here in front of y'all. Nah, I remember taking her to the airport.
Huh?
There's some scary parts of DC.
Not for me.
So look, because she don't look at stuff like that, right? She's like, she don't look at stuff like that at all, right? I remember going to visit her in DC, right? And I'm like, what is going on here, right? So I'm my roots are from Georgia, right? So Southern people, they speak. Everybody speaks to each other, and so like, and so I'm in DC. I remember we in the hood. I don't know where we at. It don't necessarily look like the hood what I'm used to here, right? So I don't know where we at. But I go into the store. I'll never forget it. I go into the store and these young ladies in the store. I'm like, "What's up, y'all?" And I overheard them. They didn't speak. They looked at me like, "Did you just speak to us?" And I overheard them say, "He must not know where he at." And I was like, "Oh, get me out of here." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Get me out." I'll never forget it. And I was like, "Where am I at then? If I can't speak, you know what I'm saying?"
Literally smack dab nowhere. So much so that I remember our door was like solid oak, and you had to knock really hard in order for us to hear it. And we heard a sound that we thought somebody was knocking at the door. So we go downstairs and open the door, but it's somebody at the corner who had just got shot, and somebody's holding the person, crying and wailing. And I was like, "Oh, where?" Oh.
And you hadn't been there that long. Yeah.
But that was like my entrance into where I was at. But even with that being said, yeah, I fortified myself, and I'm like,
She been saying that forever, like.
Be okay.
So wait a minute,
because I know who I am, and I know.
So you're telling me that it was no big deal, like seeing someone? Because I was in Fall River when I first moved out, Massachusetts.
Oh,
and that was kind of the same thing. Like everything out there was in the districts, you know.
It was a lot of shootings and stuff. We came up around a lot of shootings and stuff here in Portland.
Too. Yeah, but it had never been that close. I also think that I have being adaptable is both a gift and a curse.
Right.
And I'm very adaptable. So I just,
And she don't want to feel like she can't go nowhere either. Like, and I feel you on that. But I'm more like, okay, let's be mindful of where we at. That's my how I think about it. She like, we can go anywhere. Everywhere we go, she want to go to the hood. I mean, everywhere we go, she want to go to the hood. I don't either. But she be wanting, let's go. I mean, we was in Chicago. She wanted to go somewhere. My brother, we was there for my brother's wedding. Look, we was there for my brother's wedding. He's like, you are not going over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, you want to get on the train. He was like, you're not getting on the train? No, y'all not finna get jacked on coming to my wedding.
I knew a guy from there. Yeah, he moved here to get away from that stuff.
Yeah, man. Miss Lane, she go anywhere. Let's go. Go to New York. Let's go to Brownsville. As a matter of fact, we did go to Brownsville. All right, y'all. Yeah, I could do without it. Okay. Quotes to set the tone for staying true to yourself. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. I agree 100%. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. I love it. Me and Miss Lane, we actually, during COVID, we crafted a curriculum. We was like, okay, what if we're never able to go back to here, right? Like, how do we still impact the way that we've been impacting within the school?
That was one question, but the other question was, how do we get to where we are at? What, for me, how did we get to where we were at? Like, I needed to do some self-assessment.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Understand what really, it gave us a moment to sit down and pause to really do that deep assessment. Like, what has been me all this time that has gotten me to where I am?
Yeah. So we created a curriculum, and the housing for the curriculum was Be Great University. So basically, we were playing off of the motto of the school, but we had a curriculum called Cultivating Greatness. But the whole thing had to do with being you, how to be the best you possible, how to find out what that is, how to, how to elevate it. So anyway, I strongly feel like being a self-awareness, knowing who you are, knowing who you want to be, and then executing that, whatever that looks like, is like one of the most satisfying things, you know what I'm saying, in life. So try to encourage that as much as possible. But yeah, Be Great University is be you. And I would love to get that to y'all one day too. I might just put it in here, put it in Google Classroom so you can check it out. The Cultivating Greatness is pretty dope. All right, so definition of staying true to yourself. Staying true to yourself means living in alignment with your values, beliefs, and personal authenticity, rather than conforming to external pressures. It involves self-awareness, integrity, and confidence in your individuality. This concept applies to decision-making, relationships, career choices, and personal development, ensuring that your actions reflect who you truly are. Come on, what's going on? Why does it keep doing this, Miss Lane? You have any idea why it keeps doing that? Okay, so how staying true to yourself applies to life. You guys have that in front of you? You want to read that for me?
In life, authenticity leads to stronger relationships, personal fulfillment, and inner peace. When you stay true to yourself, you build genuine connections with people who respect and appreciate you for who you are. And you avoid regret by making choices that align with your values instead of following trends or external expectations.
Got one more.
You develop self-respect and inner confidence, leading to long-term happiness and success.
Y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Cool. So example, someone who values family time may choose to prioritize quality time with loved ones over excessive work, leading to more balanced and fulfilling life. Yes, there are times when you got to make that choice, man. All right, how staying true to yourself applies to a student or a barber student. Finding your unique style. Every barber has their own artistic approach. Don't feel pressured to copy others. Very much like what Will was saying earlier. Like you're gonna have your own way of doing things at some point, right? Be okay with that. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's necessarily. Stay in your own lane, and you'll be great. Develop your own signature style. I think that's what people are drawn to more than anything. Is when someone kind of stands out, in their own way. Stick to your learning path. Some students may learn faster or differently. Stay true to your process and don't rush your progress based on comparisons. Golly, that's almost exactly what he said. Oh, boy.
Are you going to stay true to yourself during the struggle?
All right. Yeah, I have to. Be honest about your goals. All right. If your goal is to own a shop or specialize in high-end clients, own that vision and take steps to make it happen. And again, when we get into marketing and branding, we'll talk more about what that looks like, like choosing your ideal client or ideal customer. Because, truly, you can decide, man. You can decide. And I feel like too many barbers feel like they just have to take whatever comes, and it's just not the case. Maintain your values. Integrity is key. If you believe in professionalism, cleanliness, and great customer service, don't compromise those values just to fit in. Now, we got a barber, and I have to be 100% transparent with y'all, right? So my first shop that I opened, great shop for many, many years, right? As I started to branch out and I opened up my second shop, in the end, from there, I started planning for the school. It took me away from the shop more and more, right? And things, as years progressed, things kind of got away from what they started out being as far as like quality of service. You know what I mean? More so on the customer service side, and just the culture in general just wasn't at the peak anymore, right? So again, some barbers had, very poor, ethics, work ethics. And I remember a great young barber wanted to come work in the shop, right? And I told him, I said, man, you'll do great here. Just don't fall into the bad habits that you see some of these guys doing. It wasn't everybody, but it was a few cats, right? And I remember looking him dead in his face. As long as you don't do this, you'll be fine. It lasted about a month, you know what I'm saying? And then he started drifting into the same poor habits that some of these guys had, and quickly seen a shift in like his performance, the clientele that was coming to sit in his chair, the whole nine. So it's very easy for some people to shift into that, right? So I can't say enough that it's very important to be mindful of that piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, go into it saying, I'm watching for what potentially could be, you know what I'm saying, some bad habits or whatever, to make sure that that's not me, right? Or even putting yourself in a shop that I don't even want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather somebody go first. I'd rather you take time before you commit to a shop, to kind of go sit down and really see what's happening before you make a choice, right? But sometimes that doesn't always, people can put their best foot forward, you know what I mean, for an hour. You know what I mean? If you can only, you sat in the shop for an hour, I saw the best of the shop for an hour. And then you get in there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Now you really see the true colors, right? But, take time to find the shop that's best fitting for you, whatever time that takes. And don't ever feel like you're stuck in a spot either. You know what I mean? Like, if it ain't it, it ain't it. We've had many students that have gone to places, then again, they went and interviewed, or they went and was a fly on the wall for a couple haircuts, you know what I mean, and thought it was the spot. Then they get there and start seeing it, and they're like, oh, heck no. I can't be here. My standards or the way I was taught is not this, Another situation, about, and matter of fact, he's a barber mentor here, so he'll probably tell you that story when he comes in. Another situation, yeah. Another situation, young lady, she is an amazing barber. She was a student here as well. And she had to experience I'll just say attitude, or whatever, however you want to label it, but hate, people hating, you know what I mean? But because she came to the shop with a completely different approach to the chair, right? Like, the way that we teach here is like, high level of cleanliness, high level of consultation, thorough consultation, you know what I mean? And just a rapport with you and your client. Like, so if you're in a shop that nobody does that, right? There's a different type of attention that you're going to get from them, from the barbers, and also from the clients that are sitting in their chair, right? So she kind of had this situation where people was like, why are you doing all that, right? Barber. Yeah, right? But the clients is like,
why aren't you?
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So,
nobody likes it when you make them look bad by doing a good job, right?
So I'm using her as an example because she refused. She was kind of like the opposite. She didn't fall into the bad habits. She's like, no, this is how I was taught to do things. This is the right way to do it. And that's what I'm going to do. Right. And her clientele went through the roof. And now everybody's looking at her like, with their nose turned up, but because she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. Right. She's staying true to herself and her professionalism. So like, just kind of painting two pictures. Now, the barber that fell into that, he recognized it. He ended up going to, to another shop. He's a great barber. Take nothing away from him. But that was just his experience, right? He admits that I did fall into, to that. but just kind of two sides to that coin. She's now a shop owner. She owns her own shop. You know what I mean? She's one of the examples that I gave, or Miss Lane was talking about, that had the 7 kids. Remember? Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. So yeah, she has her own shop, been a shop owner now for 3 years, I think. But yeah, man. So, but she's a prime example of like staying true to yourself in a situation where, you know, other people are kind of pressuring you not to be as good as you are. Why you got to be so good? You know what I'm saying? And you would think, would somebody really think like that or act like that? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. You know, and it blew her mind. Like, I can't believe that this is how people acting. I wasn't expecting this, you know.
Well, they're not champions, bro.
Absolutely. And and I'm gonna be, again, to keep it a buck. That was a big part of my rebranding, right? Or my reboot, as Will was talking about. So my shop had been open for almost 10 years. And I started to, because I was away, I started seeing things starting to go the wrong direction. And I'm like, okay, I gotta do something, because I can't be in the shop. I done opened up the school. I got stuff going on. You know what I mean? And that's something we'll talk about, you know, more in business too, is like creating something to where no matter you're there or not, that it's still going to be, you know, what you need it to be. I feel like we definitely have that now. And we had it for a long time there as well. But as time went on, it kind of got away from its original, you know, brand. So, but yeah, that's why I was like, all right, well, we're going to scrap this. Not scrap it, but we're going to reinvent this. We're going to move to a new location. And it was a great move. It's a great move. Sometimes in life and business, you got to pivot or make adjustments. And it's okay. And I think that's a part of staying true to yourself as well. All right. Okay. So, I went through those ones, right? I don't think I read maintain your values. Yeah, I read that one. Okay. So staying true to yourself as a professional barber and entrepreneur, create a business that reflects you. And I felt like that's what was happening. It was not reflecting me anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I can't have my name riding on what's going on right now. You know? Your barbershop represents your personality, vision, and values, whether it's community focused, luxury driven, or trend setting. Set boundaries. Not every opportunity is the right fit. Stay true to your standards when selecting business partners. That's huge. Pricing services or expanding your brand. Now, the pricing services piece, just to touch on that a little bit, everybody kind of has their viewpoint on pricing, right? We know that the going price these days is what it is. You got people charging $80, $100, some $200, whatever it might be. I'm not the person to, try to tell someone what they should or should not charge. I would just say what's your reasoning behind, what's your reasoning behind it? You know what I'm saying? What's your logic behind charging what you're charging? They don't really have to explain that to nobody. Nobody has to explain that to anybody. It is what it is, but you better very well be able to support, your ask, right? Or deliver on your ask, or even over deliver on your ask. I oftentimes relate it to like going to a movie, right? Or seeing the advertisement for a movie, right? This is the blockbuster of the summer. You know what I'm saying? And so, all right, you done sold us on this, the blockbuster of the summer. When I come sit down in that seat, it better damn well be the blockbuster of the summer, or everybody's gonna hear about it. Rotten tomatoes, cabbages, everything getting thrown at the screen. But you can charge what you want, but you better very well show up. When it's time for them curtains to part, it's time to fulfill. So that's kind of like my theory on that. Got a few more theories on pricing, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, Avoid comparison and competition. Focus on your unique strengths instead of trying to be like someone else in the industry. Again, you're going to always find something that you like about what somebody does, but just be you while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you might take from them, just continue to make sure that you're being yourself. Build a reputation on authenticity. Clients and business associates respect consistency and authenticity. I agree 100%. Clients, they appreciate it more than anything. If you are known for being genuine, professional, and reliable, your brand will thrive. And I can vouch for that 100%. I feel like that's what I built my career off of. You know what I mean? Being reliable, consistent, and me. You know what I mean? Period. Make business moves that align with your vision. Just because a trend is popular doesn't mean that you need to follow it. If it doesn't align with your long-term goals, do not force it. Now, you guys are a little bit older, right? I'm referring to the two older guys. How do you see barbering, being a part of your life as you get, we talk 5-10 years down the line, you're gonna be 60, something years old. You'll be 60 something years old. Like, how do you see, or what would you like to see as a result of being a professional barber?
Independence for one. I've never not had a boss. I'd rather have that boss be me.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, I want now me to be my boss. Not like 10 years ago me.
Yeah.
Or 15 years
And you can.
20 years ago me, because there's a reason that 20 years ago it's not here right now. Because 20 years ago me, permission to speak freely, is a fucking idiot. Sorry. But okay, alright. 20 years ago me, I don't like, you wouldn't like. You know what I mean? When I was these guys' age, I was just getting educated on being an effing idiot. Not started detailing business, not going out and making moves on my own to better myself. I was, let's get drunk, let's wait tables, let's show up late tomorrow and hope I don't get fired. That's how I was. Now is my time. Now is the time. Now, so to answer your question, 10 years from now, I keep talking about the world blowing up, but it keeps not blowing up. But actually, yes, they get mine.
Year 2000, huh? Year 3000.
2036. I don't know if my goal is to be a shop owner. You know what I mean? But at least I'd like to be an independent contractor. I like to say what goes and what doesn't. I like to be able to say, have my own say.
Yeah.
And that being said, I just want, in whatever community and profession I'm in, I want to be respected in it, and I want to do the work to deserve it.
Absolutely.
I want to
That's
deserve
good.
the good things I have instead of just deserving the bad stuff that I've had, like I've had my whole life. You know what I mean? And like you, I wasn't ever really encouraged to strike out on my own and take a lot of chances. My dad's opinion of it was like, and it's a good opinion. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right? But that's, he never started his own business. He never struck out and did anything on his own before he retired. And I would like, and my brother did. My brother's a bankruptcy lawyer, and he's had his own practice for going on 20 years now. And
that's cool. Good.
I just would, I want my dad to tell me that he's proud of me. You know what I mean?
Word.
It might sound like a little kid thing to say.
Nah,
even
man.
at 54 now, I don't have that,
Yeah.
Because he's not that guy. You know what I mean? He's not like a huggy, hey, I'm proud of you, I love you kind of guy.
It's so fun. Not funny, but it's a reality, man. Like, the young boy, the little boy, he's always there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little boy is always there. No matter how old we get, he in there. You know what I mean? So, like, I understand what you're saying.
I'm never gonna not want that.
Yeah, he's in there, bro, and he'll always be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's spirit. He's there. You know what I'm saying? And the desires that he still has, he still wants it. It is what it is, man. Yeah, so I feel you. Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's
You did. Good. Appreciate it.
I just never want to quit working. I mean, I see people that quit working and they lay down and they're gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I want something sustainable. I want to do my own thing. So even if I do that all the way into the retirement home cutting here,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
help people. So I want to help them make them feel good about themselves, be able to talk to them, whatever the case may be. So for me, that all aligns, all kind of goes together. You know.
Good stuff.
You
Yeah.
know, so for me, it's not. I want something I can enjoy doing.
Yes.
So enjoy helping people make them feel good, that kind of thing. Staying active, staying busy, keeping my brain sharp, my hands moving.
See see y'all in a good position, man, because most times when people get to y'all age, it's like it's completely different. They're not sitting in the classroom, you know what I mean, acquiring something new that they want to do. You know what I mean? They either stuck in a situation that they can't get out of, or they getting ready to be done with work. Like they in this career and they like, I can't get out of this because if I leave now, I won't get my pension or get something or whatever the case may be, right? And so it's y'all actually in a pretty cool position, in my opinion. Y'all in a cool position, and we need y'all in the shops. We need you type of guys in the shops, man, because it ain't all the shops there. They're fairly young, filled by younger people, which is great. But I feel like the industry needs seasoned adults around.
David told me the same thing. He worked at Brown. He told me the same thing.
I'm telling you,
We
man.
need more older guys like you that have already been through a lot of stuff, and we've all been through a lot of stuff, and I've been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, with the right skill set, man, your chair will never be empty.
Yeah.
I promise you, man.
Relate to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I went to a place and the guy, he kind of cut my beard weird. I liked him, so I went
Yeah.
back and get this guy.
Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. Like, hey, bro, I like you, man. It didn't quite get it right, but I like you. I'll be back.
Like, it was like lopped off one. He's trying to do like this point thing, which I didn't want, but he did like this. It was like lopped off one side, like long.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like, I could have done that.
Yeah, man. Cool, man. I wanted to ask y'all because you have your time span. Just to be honest, your time span is a little different than the younger guys. So I just wanted to ask that question. Okay. Tangible action steps for staying true to yourself. Define your core values. We actually have an exercise that we do. So you ain't got to worry about this one right here, but we have an exercise that we do is one of my favorites actually, where we sit down and we kind of go over what are our core values right now. You know what I mean? It's a value assessment basically. And that's one of those things. And the reason why I enjoy that is, we can say we have values, right? Like, and you ask somebody like, what's your values? And they might say, oh, well, if I find a wallet on the street, I'll give it back. You know what I mean? Or if the old lady fall, I'll help her up. All right, that's cool. But it's a little bit more than that, right? It's a little bit more than that. And when you just really get a chance to sit down and think about it and say, you know what? Because my values when I was, 15 versus when I was 25 versus when I'm 35. Man, I'm past 45 now. Versus when I'm, at the age I am now, may adjust some. You know what I'm saying? Like the things I valued then, I may not value so much anymore. Maybe now I value, a different set of things now. But unless we sit down and kind of think about that, we may not think about it at all, really. We just kind of live our life according to it, right? But we can be a little bit more strategic and more thoughtful when we sit down and say, okay, what are my values today? Like, that us? And so I really like that. And it's what I came to find out, after doing it throughout these years here in the program, a lot of people have never sat down and done that. You know what I mean? Like, people don't just sit down at the dinner table and have that conversation. Like, this is our family values, or this, that type of stuff doesn't happen as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have those conversations. I mean, they come in the way that they come, you know what I'm saying? But like really just sitting down and we having this conversation about this, that doesn't happen as much. I did it with my kids, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it it helped a lot. But the students that we've had in here, you know, I've had multiple conversations. They're like, I ain't never had no conversations like that. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, or even as an adult even. So it kind of shed light on how they wanted to move forward in life. And what I've also seen is that your personal values often reflect right into your business values, right? Or your brand values even. And so it also gives you a good understanding of like, okay, as I go and be a professional, I want to make sure that my values match the values of where I'm going to go spend most of my time at, you know, being behind this chair, right? So anyway, I love that exercise. We'll be doing that, you know, sooner than later. I mean, if you wanted to do it now, you could, but we actually got a whole little time that we dedicate to that. So, all right. Practice self-reflection. Regularly ask yourselves, am I staying aligned with my vision, or am I doing this because of external pressure? Surround yourself with like-minded people. Beautiful thing about being here at CBI. Build relationships with those who respect and support your authenticity. Excuse me. Create a personal mission statement. This is huge. This can be a sentence or a paragraph that reminds you of your purpose and values, helping you stay focused. Now, I think this right here is a gold mine, you know, having a personal mission statement. Most times when you see a mission statement, it's associated with a business or business plan, right? But oftentimes you don't, I mean, you know what you're, in the purpose of a mission statement and a business plan, why am I doing what I'm doing, right? That literally is the definition of a mission statement. Why does this product or business exist or service exist? But people don't do that for themselves, right? And I just think that's another powerful, like, little exercise to do. Okay, as of today, what is my personal mission statement? And so, like in business, well, how I like to look at it is, so you usually have your vision statement, you have your mission statement and your vision statement in a business plan, right? And so it's kind of like, if I can get up every day and make sure that I do complete this mission every day, then this vision will come to life at some point, right? So if we have that for ourselves, this is what I'm getting up for every day. You know what I'm saying? To complete this mission every day, so that whatever this vision that I have will come to fruition one day. So I feel like that's a gold mine of an exercise. And me and Miss Lane, being that we've been married, you know, for 20 plus years now. We just celebrated 20 years last summer. Understand that it's necessary for us to have mission statements. You know what I'm saying? As a couple. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have significant others, but if that's a great exercise to sit down and do too. Like, what are we doing together? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we together again? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a good one. Hey,
What are you doing here?
Hey, it's gonna shed some light on something, right? Hopefully it's to the good. Yeah, hopefully it's to the good, you know. Yeah, man. But it just helps you, you know, kind of, okay, what's your personal mission? What's your personal mission? Do they align? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, people be wondering why they get annoyed and can't stand seeing the person when they, you know, hey, y'all mission's probably not aligning, bro. You might, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want to do everything but that, right? Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I want you, in addition to this, the assignment that's attached to this, because I can't recall if this is in there or not. I want y'all to do that. The personal mission statement.
That's not now. That's down the road, right?
Well, no, y'all. I want that because that one is business related. It's more barbering and business related down the road. Right. So for this, I mean, it's not something that you necessarily got to turn in like right now or nothing, but I want y'all to do it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Turn down what doesn't fit, whether it's a job, partnership, or business move. So, say no to things that don't align with who you are. Be okay with saying no. And even if it do align with who you are, you know what I'm saying? It's okay with saying no, right? Sometimes when you become very known for what it is you do, very popular, very sought after, people go be wanting to, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And it may be a good thing. I actually did a video on this recently. You got to say no, man. What Cat Williams say? You got to tell them no. Y'all seen that interview, right?
Yeah.
Everybody seen that. Yeah, everybody seen it. You got to tell them no. All right. All right. Embrace growth while staying grounded. Being true to yourself doesn't mean avoiding change, like what you said earlier. It just means evolving in a way that still honors your authenticity. Show up as your authentic self daily. Will kept saying that while he was here. Just show up, come every day, be here. It means a lot. Definitely means a lot. And not just be here, but be here ready to absorb, the information and the knowledge, participate. Why are you talking so loud? Hold on. Oh, man, you better be glad you better be glad you are who you are, man. I was about to say,
better be pop time.
I was about to say, man, who is this being all loud out here, man?
All that smack.
Look.
Because I'm like,
Who is walking in the door?
Yeah, I just talked to your daughter the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she reached out to me on some good stuff.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she finished her paper.
Mm-hmm.
She got 375 out of 375. She
Word.
graduate May 9th.
This is her master's degree, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
May 9th. Yeah.
Yeah,
man, we about to be grandparents?
Get out of here, are you?
Yeah, man.
You guys happy?
Yeah, excited. Super excited. Yeah.
Get the spoiled one.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know what to get now, huh?
Yeah, man.
You start just buying. Or you already started buying.
She wanted to wait.
I'm being, because I can't go buy.
I got to get back in the classroom.
Okay.
But good to see you. Oh, yeah, he get a pass. I'm like, man, who was just talking crazy out here? Okay. I got through that last one. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Will was talking about showing up every day. But yeah, just being ready, man. And I'm going to tell you guys this. And these 3 days so far have been great. And I thrive off of y'all's interaction as well. I'm going to show up every day regardless, but it takes it to another, y'all energy takes it to another level, right? The more you ask questions, I'm able to even give you even more because I think I might have said this already too. I may not touch on everything, but when you ask questions, it makes me, give more. So don't hesitate. But I love energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a reciprocating thing. So I know some days y'all gonna come in here maybe tired or whatever. That's cool. But it definitely does make a difference. All right. Okay. All right. The summary. Using authenticity to your advantage, staying true to yourself is the foundation of long-term success and fulfillment. In the barber industry and business, authenticity builds trust, attracts the right clients, creates a brand that lasts. By defining your values, setting boundaries, huge in the shop, and with clients. I mean, with your barbies and with your clients, you got to set those boundaries early. And embracing your individuality, you establish a reputation that sets you apart. The more you honor your truth, the more confident, respected, and successful you will become. And I stamp my approval on that. Cool. So the assignment, this is what I want to start doing too. So we kind of get an idea of what that looks like before we. Oh, is there no assignment attached to that?
That was in the calendar.
Yeah, you got that one, but I'm saying there's no stay true to yourself. There's no assignment for that.
No.
Oh, well, let's make the personal mission statement the assignment for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want
Okay.
that Saturday?
Yeah, if possible.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Now we get to get into more of this nasty stuff. Chapter 10. Okay.
Damn, I had never plugged this in yet, and I'm still at 38%.
That's crazy.
Oh, I got a cord thing with it and stuff. I just haven't bothered plugging it in at home or anything. I just stick it in my bag.
Mine didn't update last night. I didn't realize it.
In case somebody looking at you like, hey, okay, looking at you.
Oh, we're on page 255, right?
Probably they're both looking at each other.
256.
256 ish, down at the bottom of 256.